So let's start with the first example about how solving linear equations so you can refresh your memory, which is if we have negative 7x minus 3 equal x plus 1. Again, we always know we're going to move the variable to the left side and the numbers to the right side. I'm going to start moving this number to the other side. So it's minus 3. I'm going to add 3 to the both sides. This is cancelled. So the left from the left side is negative 7x equal x plus 4. Then the next step, I'm going to move the variable to the left side. So it's x. I'm going to say minus x from both sides. This is cancelled. The leftover from the right side is 4. Negative 7 minus 1. There is no number here that's been 1. So it's going to be negative 8x. The last step, I need to find the value of x. So I'm going to divide both sides by negative 8. That's mean from this side, cancel negative 8 with negative 8, the leftover just the x equal 4 over negative 8. Can you simplify it? Yes, by dividing both sides by 4. That's mean x is going to be equal 4 divided by 4 is going to be 1 over negative 8 divided by 4 is going to be negative 2. This is the result for this example. We already learned in section 1.1 part 1 how to solve the linear equations. Now we're just gonna go to the second level. The same thing, if you have this example, which is 10x, let's do this one, negative 7x minus 2 equal, let's do it plus 6x plus 1 equal negative 5x minus 3. So always, if you remember, when you have parentheses, always, and there is a number here, that means this number is multiplied by this parentheses. Always the first step you have to do it is distribute the number here on the parentheses. So here is negative 7x minus 2. Positive 6 times x is going to be plus 6x. 6 times 1 is going to be plus 6 equal negative 5x minus 3. Before I'm moving the variable and the numbers, I have more than one term here. So I'm going to combine the like terms on this side, only on the left side. On the right side, I don't have like terms. You see unlike terms here. So I can't combine these, but on this side, I can combine this one with this one and this one with this one. So negative 7x plus 6x is going to be negative 1x. I don't have to write down the 1. Negative 2 plus 6 is going to be positive 4. And here is the equal sign, negative 5x minus 3. You see, I combine these two terms, negative 1x. I don't have to write down the 1. If you write down the 1, it's going to be right also. Negative 2 plus 6 is going to be 4. On the other side, there is unlike term, so I just have to write it down exactly the same. Now, in this case, we have exactly like example 1. So we're just going to move the variable to the left side and the numbers to the right side. So I'm going to move the number, my minus 4 from both sides. Cancel these. The leftover on this side is just negative x equal negative 5x. Negative 3 minus 7 minus 4 is going to be negative 7 or minus 7. I'm going to move the variable to the left side. How? By adding 5x, add 5x. This is cancelled. The leftover from the right side is negative 7. Let's write down here, sorry, not getting confused. Here is the equal sign, and from this side, negative 1x plus 5x is going to be 4x. The last step, I need to find the value of x. So I'm going to divide both sides by 4. Cancel the 4 here. So it's going to be x equal negative 7 over 4. This is the solution for this example. So we're doing exactly the same techniques about how to solve linear equations, but the first step here, we have to distribute, then combine the like terms. You're going to do exactly the same steps every time. Then when you arrived until this part, you're going to move the variable to the left side and the numbers to the right side. So now if we have exactly the same thing, we're going to exactly the same thing. Negative 7 bracket negative 2x minus 5 plus 3 x plus 1 close the bracket equal 3x minus 6. We're going to do exactly the same thing. On the right side, there is unlike terms, so we can't do anything on the right side. All the steps is going to be on the left side. So the first thing I'm going to do, I can't, in fact, you can distribute this one on the bracket. But first of all, I'm going to simplify everything between these two brackets. I'm going to simplify everything inside. So I'm going to write down negative 7 here, bracket, negative 2x. Inside the bracket, there is parentheses. So I have to distribute the 3. So negative 2x minus 5 plus 3 times x, 3x. 3 times 1 is going to be plus 3. Close the bracket, equal the other side is 3x minus 6. The next step, I'm going to combine the like terms inside the bracket. So here is negative 7. This one similar to this one. So negative 2x plus 3x is going to be just x, 1x. Negative 5 plus 3 is going to be minus 2. Close the bracket, equal the other side is 3x minus 6. Then next step, I simplified everything inside the bracket to 2 unlike terms. Next step, the bracket is exactly the same parentheses, negative 7 times these 2 terms. That means we're going to use the distribution property. So I have to distribute negative 7 here and here. So negative 7 times x is going to be negative 7x. Negative 7 times negative 2 is going to be positive 14, equal 3x minus 6. Then next step, we're going to move the numbers to the right side and the variables to the left side. So I'm going to say minus 14 from both sides. Cancel these. The leftover here is negative 7x equal 3x minus 20. Because negative 6 minus 14 is going to be minus 20. Next step, we're going to move the variable to the left side. So minus 3x minus 3x. Cancel these. Negative 7 minus 3 is going to be negative 10x equal negative 20 from the right side. Last step, you're going to divide both sides by negative 10. Cancel these. So x is going to be equal negative 20 divided by negative 10 is going to be 2. This is the solution for this example. So now if we have like this example, it's a fraction, how are we going to simplify it? We have 7x over 9 minus 12 equal x. How are we going to find the solution for this example? You see the problem here with this example, we have a denominator on this part. So that's make this part is a fraction. How to simplify this one? I'm going to multiply everything by 9, so I can cancel this denominator. So I'm going to multiply this one by 9. So this part is going to be 7x over 9 times 9 minus 12 times 9 equal x times 9 here on the side. X times 9 is the same thing 9 times x because the multiplication is commutative property. That's why we can switch it. X times 9 is the same thing 9 times x. So I can write it down as 9x. So here on this side, we're just going to multiply. We're going to multiply. If you multiply this fraction with 9, you're going to cancel the 9. And this is our goal, to cancel the denominator. So it's going to be 7x minus 12 times 9 is going to be 108 equal x times 9 is the same thing 9 times x. So I'm just going to say 9x. Now, next step, move this part to the other side, and you will see the numbers on one side and the variables is going to be on the other side. And this is our goal, to put the variables on one side and the numbers to the other side. You can move this one to the other side, and at the same time, you have to move 9x to the other side. But which one is easier? It's going to be moving 7x to the other side. So I'm going to say minus 7x minus 7x. Cancel these. The leftover from the left side is negative 108 equal 9x minus 7x is going to be 2x. Last step, you're going to divide both sides by 2. So x is going to be equal 54. 108 divided by 2 is going to be 54. So it's going to be negative 54. This is the solution for this example. So here is the important part. Every time when you see a denominator here, you have to multiply everything by the denominator. So we're going to cancel the denominator, and you'll see it's going to be just a linear equations. And we already know how to solve this linear equations. We have to multiply both sides, because if I multiply this one by 4, I have to multiply the other side by 4. So we have to find a common number. When I multiply both these numbers by this common number, is going to be cancel both sides. So check what I'm going to do here, which is called the greatest common denominator. Greatest common denominator, not the factor, greatest common factor. So I'm going to say 5 times 4 is going to be 20. 5 times 4 is going to be 20. So I'm going to multiply everything by 20. So I'm going to multiply everything by 20.
Start. So we're gonna apply just the both numbers that are on the bottom.
Yes, because I need to cancel these numbers on the bottom. And you will see. So I'm going to multiply 5 times 4 is going to be 20. This is the easiest method. Multiply the numbers on the side, and you see 20. I'm going to give you another example. We can't do that. So here's the thing. 5 times 4 is going to be 20, which is called the least common denominator between these two. Is it 20? So now I'm going, it says x plus 2 over 20 over 4 times 20 over 5 times 20 equal x minus 7 over 4 times 20. Now I have to simplify it. On this side, I'm going to simplify the 5 with the 20. I'm going to say 5 divided by 5 is going to be 1. That's mean cancel. The 20 divided with 5 is going to be 4. So check what's the leftover from this side. The leftover is x plus 2 and times 4. 20 divided by 5 is going to be 4. That means we're going to cancel this part. 20 divided by 5 is going to be 4. Now I have to write down the top part times 4. The same thing we're going to do with this side. The 20 divided by 4 is going to be 5. So I'm going to write down x minus 7 times 5. Now, next step, parentheses and number outside the parentheses with multiplication. So you're going to distribute here. And the same thing you're going to do to distribute here. 4 times x is going to be 4x. 4 times 2 is going to be plus 8. Equal. 5 times x is going to be 5x. 5 times 7 is going to be 35. Now, this is just a linear equations. We're going to move the variables to the left side and the numbers to the right side. So I'm going to say minus 8 here. Cancel here. The leftover is 4x. And on the other side, you have 35, negative 35 plus 8.
42. No,
What?
43.
43, negative 43. And don't forget 5x. This is equal 5x minus 43. Now, next step is going to move the 5x to this side. So you're going to say minus 5x minus 5x. Cancel these. So it's going to be negative x equal negative 43. I need to find the value of x, not negative x. So I'm going to divide both sides by which number?
A negative x.
That's mean negative 1, because we need to keep the variable here, okay? The invisible one, so I can say negative 1 and negative 1, because there's invisible 1 here. Cancel the invisible 1 with negative 1. So x from the left side is going to be equal negative 43 divided by negative 1 is going to be 43. So this is the solution for this example. I have two fractions here with this one and this one. And there is no common between 5 and 3 is exactly like the previous example. There is no common between these two numbers. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to say 5 times 3 is going to be 15. I'm going to multiply everything by 15. So it's going to be 2x over 5 times 15 equal, don't forget that the 4, it's a term by itself. So I'm going to write multiply the 4 by 15 also. Here is the plus sign, x over 3 times 15, because when we multiply, we're going to multiply all the equations by this number, by the 15, not just this part and this one. The 4 also, because it's a part of the linear equations. So now 15 divided by 5 is going to be 3. So the leftover here is going to be 2x times 3 equal 4 times 15 is going to be 15 times 15 times 15, like 4 times. Sorry, we're going to add 15 4 times. So it's going to be 60 plus 15 divided by 3 is going to be 5. So it's going to be x times 5. The same thing here. X times 5 is the same thing 5 times x, which is 5x. Because multiplication is commutative property. Now 2x times 3 is going to be 6x equal 60 plus 5 times x, 5x.
Sir, I got confused in the leftover. So we're gonna how to say it? 15 over 5 we're gonna cancel.
15
Oh, and the first
and the first 15, yeah, divided. 15 divided by 5 is going to be what?
3.
3. Okay, here's the 3. And here's the 2x. You see, we cancel the 5. That's our main thing we have to do. Cancel the denominator, okay? The same thing here. 15 divided by 3 is going to be 5. Here's the 5.
And we're gonna put x plus, by 5 times 5. Okay.
Yeah, because you see, x times 5 is the same thing 5 times x, which is 5x. That's why I can flip these two, because I can't say x5. We have to say 5x, because the number first, then the variable, okay? Now tell me, what's the next step here?
We're gonna move we're gonna change the numbers.
Do you have number here?
No.
No. So
Yes.
what's the next step? You have to move what?
The variable?
Perfect, yeah. The variable, this one, you're gonna move it here. How? I say minus 5x. And
5x is gonna cancel out, right?
Yes. So 6x minus 5x is going to be just x. And the leftover from the right side is 60. That's it. This is the solution.
So when there's no number, it's gonna be we're gonna just move the variable.
Yes, you're just gonna move the, because our goal is to move the numbers to the right side. But there is no number here by itself to move it here. So I'm gonna go to the next step, move the variable to the left side, because I have variable here. So I'm gonna move the numbers, put the numbers on one side and put the variables on the other side. There is no number here. I'm going to move just this variable to the left side. So let's do the type of the solutions. We have 3 types. The first type, I'm gonna write down, is called conditional. If we have like this one, conditional. Conditional solution. When you solve the linear equations and you find the solution is x equal number. And it doesn't matter, it's negative or positive, it's a number. So like this example, x equal a number. So we're gonna call this one as a conditional equations. Conditional, the solution is conditional. That means we have only one solution. Only one solution when x equals 60. Only one solution is called conditional equations. Like x equal -2, x equal 0, x equals 0, you see a variable on one side and a number on the other side. That means you have only one solution. That's why the equations is called conditional equations, because we have only one solution. The second one is identity. The identity, when you have both numbers on one side. Second. Identity equations. How are you going to find identity solution? The equation is called identity when you have on both sides both equal numbers. Like there is no variables. For example, if you have 3 equal 3, you see there is no variable. I reach a part, I have two numbers on this side, which is equal size. That's why we call this one identity equations. If we have 0 equals 0 on both sides, we're going to call this one identity. -2 equal -2. This is called identity. That means we have many solutions, or we can say solutions, all real numbers. So on this one, only one solution. On this one, real numbers, the solutions, all real numbers. The solutions, all real numbers. The last one, which is the contradiction. We will see how it's going to be. That means no solution. How it's going to be when you have two different numbers on both sides, like -2 equal 3, 4 equal -5, 0 equals 6. Two different numbers on this side. That's why we call this one is contradiction.
Sir,
So-
on the identity solution, we got to, it has to be the same numbers.
The
one
same
on the
number.
left and the right.
Yes, I'm going to give you an example. For the first type, it's going to be exactly like this one. You see x equal a number. If you check all the previous examples, you will see x equal a number. X equal a number. That means this is conditional equations, and we have only one solution because we have x equal a number. I'm going to give you example about how it's going to be identity, and I'm going to give you example how it's going to be contradiction for both these sides. Let's do examples about if it's identity and contradiction. I'm going to give you two simple example about how these two types is going to be. Like for example, if we have this linear equations, x plus 3 equal x plus 3. We need to find the value of x. So I'm going to move the variable to, the numbers to one side and the variable to the other side. So I'm going to say -3, -3. Cancel this one, cancel this one. So the leftover from the left side is just x. The leftover from the right side, only x. Now, I need to move the variable from this side to this side. So I'm going to say -x, -x. What's going to happen here? This is going to be 0. This one is going to be 0. So 0 equals 0. That's why you will see this equations is identity, and the solutions you can write down here on the side. Are all real numbers. Are you going to say real numbers? All real number. Numbers. Both sides are numbers and equal numbers. About how it's going to be the contradiction if we have the same thing, x plus two. Let's do x plus 3 equal x minus 5. So how are we going to solve this one? I need to move the numbers to one side. So I'm going to say minus 3, minus 3. Cancel these. The leftover from the left side is x equal the leftover from the right side is x minus 8. Now, next step, I need to move the variables to the left side. So I'm going to say minus x minus x. This is canceled. The leftover from this side is going to be negative 8 equal x minus x is going to be 0. You see now we have two different sides. 0 equal negative 8. There is no variable here because x minus x is going to be 0. 0 equal negative 8? No. This is contradiction sign. So the type is contradiction. And you will say here, no solution. That's it for the type of the equation. In case they ask you when you're doing the online homework about the type of the solution, you have 3 types. When x equal a number, is going to be conditional. That means we have only one solution. If both sides are equal numbers, so you're going to say this is identity. The solution are all real numbers. Contradiction, when you have two different numbers, so you say this equation is contradiction and there is no solution. If we do this example, 1/3 x plus 6 equal 1/6 x plus 8. So remember, it's going to be right every time when you see parentheses and there is a number outside, you're going to distribute. But in this case, the number outside is a fraction. And it's going to be hard, a little bit hard when you distribute the fraction on parentheses. So the easiest way, also, you're going to cancel the bottom part. If you check these two numbers, 3 and 6, there is a common between these two numbers. If you go back to the previous example, like this one, 5 and 3, there is no common between 5 and 3. So I'm going to multiply these two numbers. But if there is a common between the numbers, just take the highest number. With 5 and 3, there is no common. So I'm going to multiply 5 times 3 is going to be 15. Now, with this example, 3 and 6, there is common between 3 and 6. 3 and 6, the common here is the 3, and the 6 is 2 times 3, so the common is 3. That means I'm going to take the highest number. Which one is the highest one? Is the 6. So I'm going to multiply everything by 6. This one on this side is going to be times 6. If you multiply 3 times 6, also is going to be right. But you have always to make sure. If there's common between the denominator, multiply by the greatest one, which is the 6. If there is no common between the denominator, you're just going to multiply 3, like the example, 3 times 5, or 5 times 3 is going to be 15, because there's no common between 5 and 15, like this example. So here is the 2 types. If there's common, you're just going to multiply everything by the greatest one, which is the 6. The 6 is the greatest one, so I'm going to multiply everything by 6, because there is a common between 3 and 6. That's how you find the common. If there is no common, like 5 and 3, you're just going to multiply 5 times 3 is going to be 15, and I'm going to multiply everything by 15. So now let's work on this example. I'm going to multiply by 6. So it's going to be 1 over 3. I don't have to type multiply the parentheses. I'm just going to write down the parentheses times 6. This one times 6 equal 1 over 6. Here's the parentheses times also 6. I'm going to look to the denominator and the number. I'm not going to do anything with the parentheses. 6 divided by 3 is going to be 2. So the leftover from this side, x plus 6 times 2, because the 1 is not going to change anything. 1 times 2 is going to be 2. Equal. You can write down the 1. It doesn't change anything, because 1 times 2 is going to be 2. The right side. 6 divided by 6 is going to be 1. So it will be 1 times x plus 8 times 1. Now, 1 times 2 is going to be 2, and here is the parentheses. Equal 1 times 1 is going to be 1, and here is the parentheses. Just do it step by step, so you're not going to confuse yourself. Now we're going number parentheses. So I'm going to distribute the number here and here. 2 times x is going to be 2x. 2 times 6 is going to be 12. 1 times x is going to be x. 1 times 8 is going to be 8. How are we going to solve this one? We're just going to move the variable to one side and the numbers to the other side. So I'm going to say minus 12, cancel these. Here's on this side is 2x equal. The leftover here is just the x. 8 minus 12 is going to be negative 4. The last step, you're going to move the variable to the left side. So minus x, cancel these. So 2x minus x is going to be x equal negative 4. That's it. You see, I have x equal a number. That means the type of this equation is conditional. And I have only one solution.
Sir, sorry, I got confused where you put one number before the parentheses and the other number after the parentheses.
Okay. Okay, so let's go back here. 6 divided by 3 is going to be what? 2. Here is the 2, right?
Okay.
And here is the leftover, here is 1. I'm going to write down 1 here. You got it?
Yes.
The same thing with this side. 6 divided by 6 is going to be 1. Here's the 1. And there is 1 before the parentheses, so I have to write down 1. Okay?
Okay.
You have to do these steps. Why? Because sometimes you have a number here. So like if you have 5 over 6, you have to write down 5 here, okay?
Okay.
Let's do another example. I'm just going to find. Like this example. Write down this one. I'm going to give you another example. 10x minus 20 equal 1 over 2 8x minus 4. We're going to do exactly the same thing here. Always, I'm going to check the denominator here and here. Again, if there's a common, I'm going to multiply by the greatest one. If there is no common, I'm just going to multiply the denominator. If you check the denominator here, we have 5 and 2. There is no common between 5 and 2. So I'm going to say 5 times 2 is going to be 10. That means I'm going to multiply everything by 10. So it's going to be 1 over 5, 10x minus 20 times 10 equal 1 over 2, 8x minus 4 times 10. I'm not going to do anything with the parentheses. 10 divided by 5. 10 divided by 5 is going to be 2. So the leftover from this side, 1, this is the 1, times parentheses 10x minus 2 times 2. So 10x minus 20 equal. You see the 1 left from here and the 2 from the other side here around the parentheses. 10 divided by 2 is going to be 5. So here is the 1. The left from this part is 1. Here is the 8. X minus 4 times 5. Now 1 times 2 is going to be 2. And here is 10x minus 20 equal 1 times 5 is going to be 5. And here is 8x minus 4. Now we have a number with parentheses, so we're going to use the distributive property. 2 times 10 and 2 times 20. 2 times 10 is going to be 20x. 2 times 20 is going to be minus 40 equal. 5 times 8 is going to be 40 x. 5 times negative 4 minus 20. Move the variable to one side and the numbers to the right side. So I'm going to add 4 here. I'm going to add 4 here. Cancel these. The leftover from this side is a 20x equal 40x minus plus 20. Because negative 20 plus 40 is going to be 20. Then I'm going to move the 40 to this side. So I'm going to say minus 40x minus 40x. This is cancel. 20 minus 40 is going to be negative 20x equal 20. Then I need to find the value of x. So I'm going to divide both sides by -20. By -20. Cancel these. The leftover is x equal 20 divided by -20 is going to be -1. X equal a number. That means this is conditional because we have only one solution. That's it for this example. If we have three fractions, three denominators, 5x plus 3 over 2 plus 9 over 2 equal -7x over 3. So you see, I have 2, 2, and 3. And there is no common between 2 and 3. So 2 and 2, I'm just going to take one number. I don't have to take both. And here is the 3, because they are the same number. There is no common between these two numbers. So I'm going to say 2 times 3 is going to be 6. So I'm going to multiply everything by 6. So it'll be 5x plus 3 over 2 times 6 plus 9 over 2 times 6 equals -7x over 3 times 6. 6 divided by 2 is going to be 3. So the leftover here is going to be 5x plus 3 times 3.
Sir, there we can put the 5 on the bottom. The leftover.
Here?
Yes, like the past one.
Oh, no, because you know why? Because you have to put 5x plus 3 with parentheses. You can write down the 5x here and you multiply 3 times 3. No, because this part is by itself. So you have to put it with parentheses. Okay?
Okay.
6 divided by 2 is going to be 3. So it's going to be 9 times 3 equal 6 with the 3. 6 divided by 3 is going to be 2. So it's going to be -7x times 2. You see, this is really important because don't do mistakes here. You have to put everything here with parentheses because you're going to distribute this one on both these two numbers. 3 times 5x is going to be 15x. 3 times 3 is going to be 9. Okay? This is a plus. 9 times 3 is going to be 27 equal -7 times 2 is going to be -14x. Do I have like terms on this side? I have 9 with the 27. So it's going to be 15x plus 36, because 9 plus 7 is going to be 36, equal -14x. Now, which one I'm going to move?
36.
Okay, you can move the 36 on this side. Then you have to move the -14 on the other side. Let's do this one. It's fine. Or you can move the 15 to the other side. If you move the 15 to the other side, you will have only the numbers on this side and the variables to the other side, which is fine. So let's do as you said, -36 to the other side. Cancel these. The left over here is 15x equal -14x minus 36. Now, what's the next step? What's the next step? Which one you're gonna move now?
14x to the left.
Yes, you're gonna move negative 14x to the left. So you're gonna add 14x, add 14x. Cancel these. 15 plus 14 is going to be 29x equal negative 36. The last step, you're going to divide both sides by 29. So x is going to be negative 36 over 29. That's it. X equal, I have a fraction, but it's a number. That means this is conditional because we have only one solution. That's it for this example.